Good evening, Backyard. Lovely to be here. Wonderful to be in colourful, lively East London. I'm actually not on the bill. I'm just waiting for my dealer to arrive. So it's good to be here. Let's give it up for the venue. What a lovely venue. Is it fantastic? Eh? It'll be great when it's finished. I think that's... why should a building be structurally sound? I think that's... pedantic. Let me tell you a bit about myself. I'm married and all that stuff. Is anyone else married in the room? Makes noise, married people? Yeah! So a couple of cheers and then just a very depressed couple of hands. Like, please don't remind me. I love my wife very much. She's amazing. We've been together for 20 years, but you have to work on that relationship, okay? We've got into that stage where we're doing stuff like role-playing in the bedroom just to spice things up, right? It was a bit of a confession, but it was recommended to us by a counsellor, right, that we try the role-playing. Now, when I say counsellor, I don't mean like a therapist or something. It was a local politician, which... It was a Liberal Democrat, and... Reform UK, but no... But no, listen, it was crazy, right? And so the idea is you're gifting your partner their ultimate fantasy. So we gave it a try. It's been a great success. So what happens, my wife, she's got like this naughty nurse's outfit. I can see her eyes lighting up at that one, sir. Okay, and she's very authentic about it. She's got all the correct sort of clothing and everything. And just, I pay her like sort of £11 an hour. Right, she's off the back of a 16-hour shift. And it's COVID era, so she's full PPE as well to cover as much of her face as possible. And the thing is, the masks don't work unless you need to come. But the thing is, follow the science. But the thing is, so the idea, so that's it. So she's got a naughty nurse's outfit, and then I dress up as her ex-boyfriend Steve, and it's been. Thanks for your sympathy, guys. I appreciate that. Well, it's the best sex she's ever had, so since Steve, obviously. But listen, we're middle-aged now. We were together a long time, and I love her. We're very happy. But even if we weren't, we wouldn't be getting divorced now, okay? Partly because we are paying for a Siemens dishwasher slowly. Right? It's the ultimate commitment. Do you know what I mean? There's a promise we've made to the John Lewis partnership, and not going to let those guys down. They deserve better. And also, the other reason why I wouldn't get divorced at this stage is the idea of dating now, because I've got like flashbacks of dating in the old days, and this was before smartphones and everything, when you had like dating agencies. And I remember I went to a dating agency, it was, my God, 25 years ago, and it was a nightmare because I was hooked up with someone, right? You go and you like pay money, it's like a subscription, and eventually, because I didn't know what I was going to discover, and I was connected with someone called Laura, right? And she was really lovely. It was an interesting job. She seemed really pretty. I went to meet her. She turned out to be a 65-year-old pensioner from Sheffield called Ian. Now, at that point, I thought, do you know what? I've come this far, actually. Do you know what I mean? It's a long old trip up to Sheffield. I'm on a slow train. I've bought a sandwich. Money's been spent. Let's make this work. And... he was a very attentive partner. He took a lot of pictures, and he had sweets. He did stencil drawings of me as I slept. Probably my best relationship. And but no, I swear to God, I'm traumatized by the idea of dating. And the idea now, in middle age, of dating is, right, you'd have to navigate all these different apps. Because what if you got all these... the new apps, right, for finding love, and it's like... Bumble, isn't it? And what's gee whiz? Plenty More Fish, Guardian, Soulmate, Tinder. Good to see you again. How are you, mate? Sorry, I didn't recognise you at first. It was just the back of your head I saw, but that's awkward, isn't it? But you're still in the right position, so that's good. I actually... what's your name, lovely? I'm only joking. What's your name, lovely man? Andy. He just went, Andy, like that. We're we've got a scenario here where you're perhaps trying to not seem gay and you've just gone, I'm called Andy. You've never done anything gay in your life, but under pressure, you've suddenly become the world's gayest man. Andy, you're lovely. Andy, do you know what? I already like Andy because I've never met an Andy that wasn't a good guy. That's a good guy name, isn't it? Andy. I can't think of any. Can you think of any sort of terrible figures in history that were called Andy? I reckon you could end all war if every future baby is just called Andy. Boys and girls. Everyone's called Andy, there will be no more fights. It's an upbeat, Andy's an upbeat name. Is Andy coming to the party? Yeah, Andy's bringing snacks. It's that kind of, Andy's got like kettle chips and homemade guacamole. Drugs, obviously. It's lovely, isn't it? But I got that thing, Richard's always a cunt. Why is that? It's almost like the mum's like, my mum has the baby and says, I'm afraid it's a cunt, I'll have to call her Richard. It's the rule of the world. Lovely to see you, Andy. I to be honest with you, I will be honest, right? I'm convinced I was supposed to be gay. Look at me, for God's sakes. My body is what I would describe as gay ready. Do you know what I mean? I feel the hardware shipped gay. I just feel, you know what I mean? Built for penetration is what I'm... You know what I mean? Look at Andy sagely nodding his head. No, I really mean it. I just think that occasionally, like everyone, right? I'm insecure about my appearance, but occasionally I'll catch a glimpse of my naked body in the mirror and think, what a waste. Right? Well, we don't have to waste it, Andy, is all I'm saying. Now, Andy, is this your lovely other half? It's your wife. That's very good. What's your name, darling? Marilyn. Let's give it up for Andy and Marilyn. Whose marriage is a sham, ladies and gentlemen. You realise you're his beard, even though he's got a beard. That's ironic, isn't it? That's lovely. And how long have you guys been married? Marilyn doesn't know. She's so mentally scarred. Sitting at home with all those copies of Attitude magazine sitting around. Liza Minnelli sings hits from the musicals on CD. So there's so much division about everything. The trans stuff is... Have we got any trans folk in? Everyone's very nervous about it. Can I just say, there's so many bigots out there, right? Trans women are women. You can tell because they're always moaning. And... That's an elegant way of pissing off almost everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Even the TERFs hate me now. But yeah, and also, everything. The reason why we're all so angry is because during the pandemic, we've basically spent 2.5 years just on our phones, haven't we? Staring at the internet and getting angrier and angrier, right? And everything's all divisive and everything. And also, like, our whole lives are lived online. So do you know, like, most crime now is online, right? This is not really down the street. It's just on your phone, on your computer. So I was reading about online stalking, right? Have you heard about this now? Very serious crime, online stalking. And it's predominantly a male crime. There's 95% males stalking females, right? Online stalking, which I think tells you a lot about the genders, because essentially we've got lots of ladies in the audience tonight, don't we? Hello, madam. How are you? What's your? Were you spoken to earlier by our lovely compere? You're not Kay? No. What's your name? Yana. Let's give it up for lovely Yana, ladies and gentlemen. Yana's in the house. Now, Yana, I want to say to you, you are a very a fine woman, a young woman about town, in the prime of life. That's a biological guess, but I just think it could be the lights. The thing is, and the distance. I've got bad eyes. I can't see. Yana, lovely to see you. Yana, if you found out, it's like a little kind of information about, if you found out you had a stalker, what is your reaction? Yana, what do you think? Are you pleased about it? Okay. She's pleased about it. And I'd forgotten that we're in Bethnal Green. The people here are not well. It's a spiritual desert. The women just stagger around, just looking for anything with a pulse. The thing is, right, Yana might be unusual. Most of the women I know, right, if they found out how to stalk her, they'd be very concerned. As a female reaction normally is, I'm going to call the police, I'm going to get some help, right? Not give him your phone number. I think that's an unusual... But that is predominantly, without wishing to generalise, I would say most women I know, if they found out how to stalk her, they had a stalker, they'd be very concerned. I can now speak for every single bloke in the room, right? Any guy here tonight finds out he's got a stalker, right? His first reaction is, don't panic. Let's see a photo. That is... Do you know what I mean? The guy's like, look, give the girl a chance. Do you know what I mean? She's murdered several people. Just babies for some reason. A real focus on killing babies, but she's got lovely eyes. Look at that in the swimsuit. Killing babies, but look at the swimsuit. Dead babies, swimsuit. Dead babies, swimsuit. But everything is so digital. Nothing's real anymore. I'm married. I've got 2 kids. I want to have a picture of the family, right? And we've not got any pictures around. It's all just sat in the cloud, isn't it? And it's on your phone. So I've actually printed out a picture and got a photo frame. And I'd forgotten that when you buy a photo frame, right, there's an example family in the photo frame. Do we really have people in our society who are so low in intelligence they don't know the function of a photo frame? And they need some kind of illustration of what a picture might look like inside of it, and a family. So anyway, that's fine. And I bought the thing, and I was about to put my picture in, and I decided just to go with the family in the frame. Because they look like nicer people. They were better people. I prefer that family to my own. I prefer the generic photoshopped family. The AI family are better than mine. They're nicer, they're like better people. The kids were, just that their faces were more correct. Do you know what I mean? My kids are great, but is it too much to ask for some kind of symmetry? Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just nose in the middle, eyes either side, couple of eyebrows. That's the pipe dream. Do you know what I mean? And I prefer the generic family. The mum was hotter and just less angry, really. Mum was less furious. I'll finish on this, folks. It's been so nice to see you all, and I'm going to wrap up by telling you the most important thing is after the pandemic and everything, all the division, really, it's like friendship, it's family, all that stuff is all that matters, right? I've got kids. I love my kids. Make some noise if you've got kids. Who's got kids? Make some noise. Yeah. Right, just... exhausted poor people, but it's lovely, isn't it? And I love my kids, the 2 of them, right? But I had this insecurity when they were born, right? It's a typical male story, right? The 2 boys, are they mine? Now, isn't that a terrible thing? In Bethnal Green, it's a sensible question. Something you should take up with your GP, and... but no, so are they mine? Apparently it's the great insecurity of a male to raise... offspring that's not his own, right? But I've been completely reassured they look exactly like me. The little one, George, and the big one, Kareem Abdul Muhammad III. He's 28, still doesn't speak English, but he has quite a lot of sex with my wife. But do you know... He's always been very needy in that way. I just view it as extreme breastfeeding, and I think... But yeah, so finally, all I'll say is that if you've got kids or whatever, good luck when in this era of raising kids, because kids now are not afraid of anything. They're super self-confident, and when they're naughty, like when they've been badly behaved, we try all these things like the naughty step. Do you remember that from the Super Nanny TV show, right? The kid goes on the naughty step, waste of time. They couldn't care less. So what we've done, we've got this amazing idea from America. It's absolutely inspirational. It's called waterboarding. Oh my God, honestly, they really do believe they're drowning. And in that way, it's a tremendous parenting tool. Now, the sound of running water and Arabic being shouted in a frenzied manner, they literally, vroom. rocket up to bed as keen as mustard. First sign of trouble, I switch on the Al Jazeera, and they are just... Fire up George Galloway on YouTube, and it's just... It's been a game changer, ladies and gentlemen. We were very authentic about it. I've got an orange Guantanamo Bay style jumpsuit. My wife has a long Arabian beard, and it's been outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a thrill to be here. This is an incredible room. It's an incredible club, and you have been a fabulous, amazing audience. And I'll see you all again very soon. You've got an amazing bill ahead of you. I've been Mark Dolan. Have a great night. Good night. Thank you.